Hey everybody, we're back with this week's Friday review. So glad you could join me. Excited because I've got brand new book reviews for you today. New health tech-based devices I haven't even dove into yet, as well as some brand new research that I want to share with you on the risk factors of melatonin, low melatonin, specifically on certain medications, and then bring you a long-standing study on those people that typically go to bed later at night, sleeping later into the morning. And if you mess with the cortisol levels, you mess with the melatonin levels, what the potential side effects could be. So when I get into all of that, I always love to give you an update before I get into the show. This week's update, I can't wait to share this with you. And again, it's been a couple weeks now, but EquiLife is slowly but surely, and if you don't know what EquiLife is, that is the online global functional medicine integrative health practice that started from my Boston-based practice. So many of you know I've had an in-person Boston practice for many, many years. I had that until 2019, and then it was actually right before the pandemic. So I guess, as they say, timing is everything, right? But we had actually switched then to a completely virtual practice. So we had the largest functional medicine integrative health practice in Boston, Massachusetts. Amazing practice. Have just the best memories of it. To this day, I also had a fitness and nutrition-based training center. So 2 locations, we were seeing well over 20,000 people a year. And as much as I loved that, I had a goal. Instead of helping 20,000 appointments people per year, it was to reach 20,000 people a day. And it didn't happen overnight. It took years, but eventually, a few years back, we started reaching more than 20,000 people a day. So that goal came true. So excited about it, but we've never stopped. Continued to push forward, and that company now is EquiLife. And EquiLife has now done something groundbreaking for the functional medicine integrative health space. We are coming out with the very first lab tests that are actually giving you in beautiful, diagrammed, easy to read reports, a summary of your results, plus recommendations based now on over hundreds of thousands of labs and over 300,000 one-on-one client appointments. So all of this is now coming to fruition. You're going to start to see it over the next few months. There's already 4 or 5 lab tests like this. By the end of the year, there'll probably be 12 or 13 and just continuing to grow. All of them come with video explanations. And this is in addition to the amazing integrative health practitioners who will help you go deeper on your health. So if you're looking for a real personalized plan, you can find now practitioners all over the world who are trained to do exactly what we've been successful in my own practice doing. You can find them at integrativehealthpractitioner.org. I teach people how to become certified health coaches there, and our level 2s can actually work with you with at-home lab testing. Again, there's nothing better. Over the next year and a half, I'm telling you right now, with no ego at all, and very humbly, my team, let's not even call it my team, EquiLife's team, and the technology and the just brilliance is going to change the space, and I can't wait to see it happen. Again, this is super low cost lab testing we're bringing you, and just trying to bring at-home lab testing to the world. It's not easy. We literally have a medical doctor in every single state. We have medical doctors now being hired all over the world. And it's a lot of work, but in my opinion, couldn't be more worth it. Stay tuned for all the excitement to come. I'll keep you updated. All right, what's going on over at EquiLife this week? We always love sharing with you our favorite products. This happens once a year. I love to be able to give away blue blocking glasses. Now, I should be holding them in my hand right now, but if you're watching this on video, you can look right over my shoulder, and there is my pair right there from EquiLife. So these are excellent to wear if you've been staring at a computer screen or you're going to stare at a computer screen, let's say, for hours at a time. Save your eyes. Really, like it takes the glare away. It helps with that LED light that you might be exposed to. And the number one time that you should absolutely wear blue blocking glasses is as the sun starts to set. Because if you're in your home being exposed to blue light, you're keeping your cortisol levels artificially raised, which is then not going to allow you to lower those stress hormones and begin to produce a hormone called melatonin that we'll be talking about a little bit at the end of the show, which helps to hopefully prevent cancer, acts as a powerful antioxidant, and of course, get you into a deep, restful, rejuvenating sleep. So if you don't have a pair already, grab a pair on me. All qualifying orders will ship with a free pair worldwide while supplies last this week over at EquiLife. And you can head on over there, but just by going to stephencabral.com/shop, it'll direct you right to our functional medicine virtual center there. Okay, podcast recap for the week, and then we'll get into our product reviews, book reviews, all that good stuff. So Monday's podcast, I hope you tuned into it. It was titled, What's Holding You Back? This is the cost of inaction. Like literally, people think that doing nothing is okay. You're staying in your safe space. It's not. There is a massive cost of inaction, of doing nothing. And please do tune into that show for all the details. That was 2740. Now, all shows can be found at stephencabral.com/podcasts. All right, 2741 was how coffee affects your heart, positively and or negatively. On Wednesday's show is waking up with energy by resetting your circadian rhythm. Check that out. Again, talking about cortisol, melatonin, and how powerful those two hormones are. If you master those two hormones, you'll have endless energy during the day when you need it, and you'll be able to fall asleep at night. Nothing better than that. All right, yesterday's show was the 7 big benefits of using heat to extend life. So check that out. Lifespan, health span, they are directly linked. However, you're going to enjoy life a whole lot more if you extend both lifespan and health span, yes, but mainly health span to reach that maximum efficacy of life as well, so that you're not spending your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond in pain or suffering. We don't want that for you. So check that out on how heat can be a big benefit. All right, this week, I always review a product, like let's say 99% of the time after I've been using it for a month or two. But I just got this product, and it's kind of a fun thing because we do our shows now on YouTube as well. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would love you to obviously follow along with the journey. We have new videos that come out every day. Subscribe to the show, check it out, leave a comment, leave some feedback. We check them all out for sure, every single comment. And if you use this product, I really would love to hear your thoughts on this. I was actually sent this product by someone who's gotten great results. Not a super expensive product. We like that. It gets great reviews online. I'll link it up just to Amazon for this one. And it's called the 7-Color Beauty Device for face and neck. And here's what it does. It's actually fairly unique. I've never seen another product exactly like it. So I'm going to take it out of the box for you right now. Again, if you're watching this on video, you can see me doing this. If you're just on audio, what it looks like is essentially a handheld device about the size of maybe your closed fist. And then it has what might look like almost like a razor. And what it does is you have to charge it first. Oh, there we go. It's going to light up, and it's going to have 7 different colors. And with the 7, and you're going to use this against your face, which I'll show you in just one moment. The 7 different colors are going to equate to red light, blue light, green light, purple light, yellow light, cyan light, and white light. And what it does is it correlates to certain science based on these light beams, and red light helping with anti-aging and promoting collagen production, blue light with soothing inflammation and calming the skin, green light with smoothing wrinkles and fine lines, purple light with helping with lymphatic drainage, yellow light with helping with melanin production, cyan light with helping with reducing skin tension and swollen capillaries, similar, not similar to the blue light. The blue light's coming out white. And then we've got pure white light, which is relaxing the skin and accelerating growth and healing of cells. So how this works is this. Basically, it's a simple, pretty simple process. You're going to wash your face. You're going to apply some type of lotion or oil that you typically would to your face. Maybe it's a moisturizer, the One Skin that I've talked about before. Maybe it's just some argan oil. And what you're going to do is you're going to turn the device on, and then you're just going to press the middle button to actually switch the different lights. And if you're watching this on video, you can see I just switched from green. I switched to red. Now I'm on blue. Now it's purple. I'm on, let's see, green here. I'm on cyan. And now I'm on white, and then green, and then red, and then blue. So it just takes you through all the different levels. And there's also part of this that will vibrate. So it will help to move the lymph, and it will actually help to stimulate, hopefully, a little bit of collagen production, and if not, at least move a lot of the fluid through your face. So the thing is, I have not used this yet, so I can't vouch for it personally. However, there's a lot of people out there getting results from it. So I wanted to bring it to you. The instructions give you simple instructions on how to use it along the face, how to move it in terms of lymphatic drainage. I'm definitely going to give it a shot. Hope to be able to do a follow-up either on social media or on a Friday Review podcast. Check it out, and if you used it before, let me know how it worked for you. All right. And that is called the 7-color beauty device. I'm going to link it up here today so you get the exact one that I'm linking to. That will be at stephencabral.com/2744. And you're going to want to head over there as well now to that link to get your takeaways, 3 big takeaways for the show, as well as this new book review. So I'm going to be doing a lot of the final frontier, I think, for a lot of science is trying to heal cancer. And I want to share with you, and I've shared with you, many of you before this, but we have to understand is that there's 5 main causes of mortality, meaning like the 5 main reasons why humans die before 120 years old, before basically old age. There's heart disease, there's high blood pressure and stroke, there's type 2 diabetes, right? So it's glucose-based, sugar-based. There's cancer, and there's Alzheimer's and dementia. So we have to understand is that Alzheimer's and dementia is linked to the others except for cancer. So it's linked to blood sugar levels. It's linked to inflammation and artery-based levels. It's linked to high stress levels. It's linked to all that. We can fix that. I mean, I literally have taught that for free all along the podcast. I have a 3-part series on that. I teach it in depth inside of High Performance Health. So I'm very confident that not just me, and again, we can't give any medical advice or cures or diagnosis or treatments, but you can reverse all the underlying root cause symptoms for heart disease, for high blood pressure, for type 2 diabetes, and for Alzheimer's. For sure you can, and the science is there. Okay, so now we have this pink, purple elephant in the room, cancer. And cancer is still the wild card. And the craziest thing is, in about 50 years, very little progress has been made, legitimate progress beyond surgery, radiation, and chemotherapy. And in 50 years, with the advancements of everything else, you'd think we would have better alternatives. Now, in the future, and I've attended a few conferences, and many of my colleagues are specialists in this area, which I am not, they're studying certain immunotherapies, which hopefully will be able to be more targeted at specific types of cancer. They're looking at certain types of gene editing. They're looking at all different things. But at the same time, very little is being talked about of other natural-based modalities that could either be combined with conventional medicine, chemotherapy-based care, or other conventional medicine-based therapeutics. The problem is it's so confusing and it's so difficult to understand where should you start. And I personally have done cancer support with many, many people in my Boston practice. However, it takes a lot of time and energy on everyone's part. The other issue is there is no one set, clear plan for what is going to work for each individual. And that's where it gets confusing. So you read things like, oh, wow, B17 worked for this individual. ECAC tea worked for this individual. Green tea extract worked for this. Graviola worked for this individual. Like all sorts of different things. You're like, you tried that and it didn't work for this person. Worked for this person. It's like, it's challenging, right, to know. And so what I want to try to do in the future, I'm not going to provide a cancer cure. That's not what I do. I'm going to try to share with you, though, many interesting facets of looking into what one may do before they had cancer, or even if they did have cancer, not as medical advice, but something at least worth exploring. I'm not going to go too deep into it today. I have to be careful what I say, as always, and so I am trying to be careful, but I think everybody needs a foundation. And I've read 50, 60 books on cancer. Some of them conventional medicine, some of them textbooks that I needed for my degree, and some of it, and most of it, postdoctoral, most of it books like this one right here, which is called Take Control of Your Cancer: Integrating the Best of Alternative and Conventional Treatments. This one is by Dr. James Forsyth. I don't know this author at all. Like, I don't know most of the authors that I recommend their books. This was written a decade ago. However, the majority of what is evergreen, which will always work, right? Like, that's the thing. Someone asked me if I plan to rewrite the Rain Barrel anytime soon. I don't plan to write the Rain Barrel effect anytime soon, because nothing has really changed from how I'm doing it. I'm giving people what I just talked about in the beginning of the show, more advanced, better displays of at-home lab tests, easier to follow protocols. Yeah, that's for sure. But it hasn't changed, right? It's just like we're just trying to make it easier to affect the lives, instead of 250,000 people, to hopefully reach 250 million people, right? It's like it's how many people are you able to affect? This right here is a simple book to read. This book is it's got to only be about 200 pages. It's not even. It's 160 pages or so. It's worth looking into. Don't get overwhelmed by it. Don't think you need to take all 30 nutritional supplements. Don't think you need to engage in chemotherapy or anything right away. Dr. Forsyth gives you different options. But more than that, it is taking control of your own health. It's at least having the mindset that you have options. I like that. I'm going to be reviewing lots of books on cancer. I'm going to be hopefully writing up for you in the next 6 months a plan that if a family member of mine or someone ever were to get cancer, this is what I would do. It's a straightforward plan that I have no plans to ever charge for. It will be completely free for the public, and it'll be easy to be able to be dispersed to anyone. Again, not a medical treatment plan or medical advice, but simply a different way of looking after 50 years of more advanced protocols, advanced testing to look for things, hopefully at an earlier stage, as well as what you might explore on your path to curing that C word that I shouldn't necessarily put inside of the same sentence, but you know what I mean, right? And for you, those of you who don't know why you have to be so careful talking about this topic, we can have that conversation in person some other day, hopefully at the Reimagining Health Summit coming up soon this fall. All right, so that's that. I'm going to bring you 2 research studies real quick because, again, I do value your time. I appreciate you tuning in here today. Many people have heard about the nurses study, but some people haven't. The nurses health study is like the longest and largest running study on night shift work. People who are basically consider themselves night owls, and they stay up until 1, 2, 3 a.m. or so. So basically, it's people that instead of going to bed between 9 and 10 p.m., they are continuing to push cortisol levels into the night, and the inverse then, not allowing melatonin levels to rise. And because of, so basically they're working through the night when they should be sleeping, especially between 10 and 2, right? Prime sleep hours, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., prime. Okay. And then they're sleeping then when cortisol levels should be rising at their peak, which is 6 to 8 a.m., right? So if you sleep past 8 a.m., it's just not the ideal pattern, right? It's just not ideal. But human nature. I've taught this many, many times. I teach in the Rain Barrel Effect. The Rain Barrel Effect is free now at StephenCabral.com. So again, I want to get you as much as information as I can. I can't do it all in one podcast, but there are all sorts of shows on my sleep topics as well. Or here's what they found, though. This is really important. So nurses who worked rotating night shifts, so basically for more than 5 years, and they did stay up between the 10 and 2 hour, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., they had an increase in all-cause mortality. So just after 5 years, they found that anybody who worked essentially or stayed up between 10 and 2, exposed to lights, et cetera, have a greater chance of dying from everything that's all-cause mortality than those who didn't. They also found, and very specifically, a greater risk for cardiovascular mortality. And I can bring you the exact stats and all that. I'm happy to do that, but I'm also going to link up the nurses study for you. They also found that those who've done this for now more than 15 years, so let's say from, 20 years old to 35 years old, or 30 years old or 45 years old, whatever it might be, if you've done it for 15 years or more, not only does it increase all-cause mortality, there's a greater risk for lung cancer mortality, a direct tie between staying up later and lung cancer. I'm going to link that up for you. Again, my goal is not to scare anyone, but my goal is to share with people the truth. Not everybody can help working the night shift. I understand that. But if you're working the night shift, the goal should be, after you've maybe been there for a few years, you have some seniority, that you can start to work, hopefully, more during the day. I understand there's extenuating circumstances. Some people have to work multiple jobs. I get it. I understand. Life is not perfect. But I'm still sharing with you that if you are also by choice staying up until 12 or till, let's just say 1 a.m., 2 a.m., I can't recommend enough starting to work that bedtime backwards. All right, research number 2. There are certain drugs, and I did not mention this on my previous show on cortisol and melatonin, and so I want to make sure that it's known, and I try to, again, drip the information each and every day, is that there are certain drugs that can deplete your body's ability to make melatonin. Melatonin is a sleep hormone, but it's also a powerful antioxidant, helps with anti-aging and rejuvenation, helps lower stress hormones, improve overall fertility of the body, but also powerful anti-cancer based antioxidant. Okay, here are some of the medications that can lower melatonin. It's not an exhaustive list, but it's a list of about a half a dozen that can lower melatonin. All right, NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, such as an ibuprofen, Advil, etc. Antidepressants, so basically selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors and many other antidepressants. Beta blockers, oftentimes given for high blood pressure. And also estrogen-containing medications. So there's a lot of cross-market pollination-based medications that contain estrogen enhancers. We also have to be careful when using certain type of maybe birth control that might be a little higher in estrogen as well. So this is a more public service announcement. These are specific medications that may be harming your sleep in the long run. Again, my recommendation is to always look for the underlying root cause, work on the underlying root cause, because a healthy body, it can't be sick, right? It can't be not sleeping well at night. You will begin to find out what your own cure is. That's the goal. All right, thanks everybody. Appreciate your time. I'll be back tomorrow answering our community's questions on our Cabral host calls every single weekend. Take care. Have an amazing weekend. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.